So they're foam, but they have a lot of reinforcement stuff on them.
They're great for performance and
Ooh.
flight.
That looks pretty nice.
Sturdy looking.
Pre-hinged, so sometimes these are a little stiff for the 9-gram servos, and it looks like you have a spot where you can cut out the flaps also. They're not there, but underneath you can see there's a little bit of a line where you can cut the hinge for the flap, and then down there if you wanted to add flaps later on. Stickers are pretty good on this. It has a carbon tube inside that this carbon tube goes inside of as well. So it looks like it'll be pretty sturdy.
Also wood.
And I can't see, well, there's a little bit of wood on the outside of it here. So that's just a little bit of reinforcement there. Let's see if I can figure out how far. So the carbon spar goes all the way to there inside the wing. So that's pretty good. It goes all the way from there. So you've got more than 3/4 of the wing is covered with the carbon spar. That one looks pretty good. Check it out for straightness. So look down, you can look right there and see how nice and straight it is.
Yep, that looks pretty straight to me.
Okay, that means it's not all chewed up and it hasn't been deformed in the heat. All right, now throw these away. We got more stuff to unpackage there. Okay, what other specs are cool about this plane? Well, it's nice because it's a kit, so you know, it's unlike a wooden balsa one. It's a little bit easier to build. I've built quite a few ARF balsa ones, and they're a little finicky sometimes, and you got to reinforce stuff. These foam ones are usually set up pretty good, and they're already, everything's cut out for your servos and all that stuff, so sometimes it's a little easier. This wing looks pretty good as well.
Sturdy.
Alright, so let's put the carbon spar in here. Can you put that carbon spar all the way until it stops? So in that hole, it'll be a little tight. Yeah, let me see. Sometimes you gotta twist them. You pull that. Okay, there we go. Oh, I guess it doesn't. You're not supposed to go all the way across it. Because if I go all the way across it, then I won't have enough for the other side.
And kids, do not use this as a sword.
No. Alright, we gotta kind of measure that so we get the right amount on both sides of the wing. No big deal. Pull that back out. Can you go grab the tape measure? I think I forgot the tape measure so we can see how long this is and see about, it's in the drawer over there. My assistant went to go get the tape measure so we can see how long this is to see how far it's supposed to go into each side. Oh, okay, let's see. Tell me how long this is in inches. Go from there, put it on the end. Oh, let's hold it right there. Okay, it is 19.5 inches long. So about 8 3/4 inches goes into each wing. Technical difficulties
with the carbon rod.
Okay, so let's put in 8 3/4 inches into each one.
I am limping because I hurt my foot on a pallet.
Okay. Okay, so we need to have 8 3/4 sticking out here, okay?
Okay.
Oh, we're at 9.5.
A little bit shorter.
Alright, that is just about right. I'll bring it back out just a tiny bit. Okay. Alright, now we'll put this side on. This is always the fun part. These are nicer or easier than balsa planes too, only because they're a little bit easier to repair if you do crash, and they're a little bit easier to run all your wires because they usually, like the servo wires, just have cut out here, and then you run the servo wire in here and then into the canopy, and it's a little bit easier that way. So overall, just make it easier. All right, that's pretty cool. So it looks like it's got little plastic keepers in the front of the fuselage, and then it has like a quick release. Let me take these out.
Let's just see something
Uh-huh.
real quick.
You can set it on there.
Yes.
Okay. Set it on there, and these little keepers go. They're like one-way screws. Yeah, so those little, they should pop right in there.
So that is a pretty good wingspan.
Yeah, so there's your wingspan. I'll compare it to him. So you can see, that's a pretty good size. It's about 3/4 of the height of him. So, not bad. He is 10, almost 11. All right, let's see how these little keepers go on here. So this part, I think, goes underneath the wing. Just to make it a little stronger.
And be careful when flying this plane, if it is your first plane.
Oh yeah.
And a child is learning, because when I got my first plane, I crashed it a few times.
Okay, so what was your first plane? What did you get first?
I got the 450mm X Cub.
The Hobby Zone X Cub. And now, how good do you fly it?
I can pretty good at flying it.
Yeah, he's still on the safe levels, but I think we're going to move him up to take it down so he can do a loop once in a while. Because he knows how to do the loop from the simulator, but not in real life yet. So we'll work on that. Okay, so the wing goes in there like that, and that little black piece goes in there.
Tip.
And then you have these little keepers that go in only one way. It's like a key almost.
Here's a couple of tips when trying to fly a plane. You always want to practice your takeoffs and your circles.
Yes, takeoffs, landings, and circles are very important. Oh, this only goes one way. That's why it was off a little bit. I'll turn it around.
So don't try to do all of the loops first and all of the tricks. Try your loops, takeoffs, and lands.
Yeah, you got to learn how to take off and land first. That's really important.
That's a pro tip.
Okay, so those go in there, and it looks like there's only one way these can go in, and I have it the wrong way. This is why the build is not going to happen on camera, because I'm kind of slow at building them. But it's fun still. Alright, I guess we're going to take that all the way out. So these are like beveled a certain way, so they will only go on one side of the plane or the other. Alright, let's set that up again. Alright, so for today, that's what we got. I think that's a pretty nice plane because of the price alone. The price is only $55 on Bangood, and it's like $65 shipped from the USA warehouse. And if you get all the electronics, you can get a power system from them too, but it takes longer to ship it, or you can get them from Amazon, or your local hobby store will have them. But you can get all the electronics for probably under $100, including a battery. So $150, you can have a ready to go plane, if you already have your radio, of course.